Two things happened in Siem Reap. First, I saw one of the most incredible temples on the planet. Then I met the people that actually lived there. And this is the part that stuck out to me. The warm embraces, the hospitality, and the big smiles welcomed me into their country. This is why Siem Reap is nothing like what you think it is. It's probably better. And in this video, I'm going to be diving deep beyond the temples. I'm going to talk about the people, the hospitality, the cost and reality of being in Siem Reap. And at the end, I'm going to give you the bad, good, and overpriced. So let's go. This is something out of a movie, man. This is honestly, I can't believe that I'm here. It's breathtaking. I'm normally never shy for words, or I never lost for words. But being here, I absolutely am, and I can feel the greatness. Man, I'm not exaggerating. When I say Angkor Wat is one of the largest religious monuments on earth, trust me, you pull up and you're like, damn, okay, this is real. This is actually here, and I'm right in front of it. But here's the thing no one tells you. The scale is one thing. The history is something else entirely. This place has survived centuries, wars, empires, colonization, everything. And the people, just wow. A lot of them don't treat you like a typical tourist and transactional. Some of them treat you like you're part of their family. So welcoming, and you feel that embrace that they welcome you into their country. And honestly, that's the vibe I didn't expect. But here's the wild part. Angkor Wat is just the beginning. The real story of Siem Reap is not the temples. It's in the people who rebuilt everything from such a horrific past. Cambodia's been through some dark times, man. Really dark. And most travel videos either ignore that or they make it the whole story. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to see what was actually built since then. And what I found was what resilience looks like. It looked like a smile from a local. It looked like a kid trying to sell you a mango on the street. An auntie wanting you to try her street food. Or the sheer incredible hospitality from the hotel staff, restaurants, even the tour guides who are showing you around, telling you about the history of the country. I mean, it goes on and on. In Siem Reap, you get a dose of the big hearts of the Cambodian people. Listen, I'm from the Caribbean, so I know what genuine hospitality actually looks like. We're super and genuinely offer amazing hospitality in Antigua. And I'm telling you, Cambodia really surprised me. I mean, I know Southeast Asia, hospitality generally is amazing. But Cambodia, you walk into the market, and someone's helping you without asking for anything. You sit down for food, and it's not just a transaction, it's a conversation. Like, yeah, where are you from? Oh wow, welcome. Instantly. There's a floating village on Tonle Sap lake where families have been living on water for generations. You get out there and it's not chaotic, it's just life. I mean, it's real, but it's beautiful. You go bar hopping and you meet a local that genuinely wants to show you around, and it's like, oh, have you been here? Have you been here? I mean, it's just a warmth feeling. And again, I'm not saying everybody has warm hearts. There's always going to be a crook here and there. But generally, Cambodia was unreal. For all my people that want more of an organic trip and the opposite of like Thailand's chaos, then Cambodia is a place. All right, so real quick on the money side, because this is where it gets different from Thailand. In Phuket, you're dropping $30 and getting a tourist meal. In Siem Reap, $30, you're eating like a king or queen. You're staying in a decent hotel. You're hiring a tour guide. The value isn't even close. And I don't say that lightly. Thailand will normally win on energy and beaches, but Cambodia, Siem Reap especially, it wins on your wallet and the people. These are the two things that make a city or country stand out more than anything else. Siem Reap can get costly, of course, especially when you're in the tourist zones or do tourist stuff, like obviously Angkor Wat and temples. That's you're gonna get overpriced for. But generally, guest houses, hotels, and just daily, day-to-day is gonna be a lot cheaper compared to Thailand, Vietnam, or all the other Southeast Asian destinations. That's why a lot of people are flocking to Cambodia on a yearly basis, guys. Because obviously on how far your money goes, but also value you get. Some people, like myself, want it more chill now, more organic. And I want to go out there and sometimes find the fun, but also sometimes just chill and not find the fun. But on a daily basis, I know I'm going to get great value. And compared to Europe or America or them Western places, it's going to be a lot cheaper. Your money's going to go longer and it's going to be more valuable. You're going to get quality for your meals. And you're just going to be meeting amazing people on a daily basis. And that's why I absolutely love Cambodia, and I will go back for sure because I have more to see, more to explore, and more good people to meet. So amazing people. Here's what I actually think about Siem Reap and just Cambodia in general. Siem Reap is one of the most underrated, low-cost cities in all of Southeast Asia, and something that's going to really take your breath away. Not only, of course, you're going to get one of the most beautiful wonders, one of the most ancient temples in all of the world, but you're going to get and meet some incredible people that outside of Angkor Wat actually live on the ground. If you don't believe me, go check the data. It's so much more cheaper than Thailand and cheaper than the other destinations in the Southeast Asia region. Not only you're going to get value, you're going to get amazing people, the incredible history, the experience, all of that. For me, it's an amazing place and an amazing country that I'm always going to go back to. But is Siem Reap perfect? No, nowhere is perfect. Siem Reap is hot, it's humid, and the traffic is insane at times. But that's the price of entry to Cambodia, guys. And honestly, it's worth it. Not only Siem Reap, but Cambodia as a whole deserves more attention when it comes to tourists and people learning about this beautiful country. If you made it this far, man, you already feel it. This place is special. You know what I mean? Trust me. I came for the temples, but I stayed for the people. So tell me in the comments, have you done Cambodia travel before or Siem Reap? Or is Siem Reap now officially on your list? If you're planning travel in Cambodia and wondering if it's worth it, drop what you want to see next and I'll break it down. Honest travel, no fluff. So guys, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and hit that bell. I've got some more Southeast Asia travel guys coming, and you need to be locked in for what's next. If you're thinking of Cambodia, check out this video. I'll tell you everything you need to know from visa, currency, and so on and so forth. But guys, till next time, don't forget to keep traveling. Peace.